How are we doing, guys? It's Thor here from Tap Out Gaming. I'm going to make a series of videos so that you guys who often don't know what to attack during events can get a little bit of clarity on which direction you should be heading and why you should be heading in that direction. It's easy for us to just say, get this, get that, and you guys have no idea why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my fleets that I've been using, what I'm using to farm, what I'm actually farming with those fleets, and then I'll do a series of mini little videos so that this isn't too long, and go through each one. What I'm hitting and why I'm hitting it with the fleets that I'm hitting it with. So we'll jump straight into the fleets that I've got paired together. I am aware that some of you won't have all of these ships, so which is fair enough. You just got to do the best you can, and what I will do is I'll try and figure out a way to show you a gap in the tier 8 fence, if you will, where you can just squeeze through and get started. I would have advised that being the Amarok event that we had recently, but I know that not all of you guys could have got on and do that. But anyway, the fleets that I have been working with, I've got my two main farming fleets up here, which are my Dreadnought fleets. The Leviathan, if you have it, you will know packs a punch. It's pretty quick, especially when you pair it up with these Vindicators. As I have explained in past video, these support ships, as I call them, are vital. These are the boosts you're getting if you've got a fleet of these with your Dreadnoughts. So agility, 25% plus agility. So if you look at its speed, its normal speed is 640. If you've got the 640, add a thruster if you've got one on there, then add your 25%, you're going to be flying along. Especially when you compare it to stuff like the Val Ravens. They've got a 680 speed. So this thing isn't much slower than that, and with the 25% bonus, it's hurtling along at a great speed of knots. Also, you get harmonic warfare if you fit it right, so it's doing an extra 25% damage to ships, and this one's got a little bit of shield assistance. Doesn't work for the Leviathan because it doesn't have shields, but it's good for range. So these can be paired up with my Orator, and they boost the shields on there. For example, if you look here, this one's got 4 because one of them's got siege on it. Siege is only important for bases, so we'll ignore that one for now. But look here, Harmonic Warfare, 30% extra damage, 16.25% speed, and an extra 5% shield health. That's with some just basically fitted out, mismatched ships that I left over. I know, for example, Emax gets rid of his ships to save clutter. I've still got all mine just because I'm just lazy, really. I just couldn't be bothered going through them. These ships here, all these Axis ones you can fit out. These ones are good for siege. These ones, warfare. Cruisers, you get shields. The Vindicators, as you've just seen there, agility. So you've got one for each category, really, and then you've got another sort of like a hybrid one with your Pegasus. Your Pegasus gives you warfare and siege. But like I said, these are vital in making your ships so that a little bit quicker, a little bit stronger, last a little bit longer, and just get the job done. They're really great for farming. This is if you think of American football, this is like have your ship's your quarterback, and then the spawners that it throws out. These are all your little blockers, which gives him time to do what he needs to do, or gives you other support staff time to do what they do. I started off by pairing 3 of these and 2 Val Ravens with this, which made it quite a deadly fleet and helped me. That's how I use this to start off with a couple of destroyers, maybe Medusa destroyers or some battleships, and that's how I started off getting the Val Raven itself when it first came out. So as we mentioned, we'll go on to the Val Raven. 6 Val Ravens Elite, absolutely brutal. Again, you all know the importance of these ships. As you can see, they're well fitted out. plenty of ablative armour. My priority has always been the armour itself. I always go for armour, then I go for the ablative, and then I go for weapons. That in that order. That's my priority order. This it's renewable. You'll top it back up as you go along. As long as you've got enough to maintain and not lose it completely. That's why I focus on this. 2 of them I usually find, as you can see with this fleet, 2 of them at Mark 3 was enough to sustain the ablative armour because I was always doing damage. That's the beauty of having a ranger. You're always doing damage at distance, so you're always topping it back up. Don't ignore it, it's obviously a vital part of your ship build. You need this to be as strong as possible, as far as you can. And as you can see, mismatch your weapons to give you the best damage. Sometimes it might not be worth putting these on. You might figure out that 3 level 1 weapons gives you the same amount of damage. I think it would actually there. It'd give you the same amount of damage. It might even be lighter for you. So then you might be able to increase one of these to a Mark 3. Figure that out yourselves. This is just a build that I've thrown together to do differently from the last time. When I did my original ones, I made the mistake of going for too much firepower, thinking if I can get the job done quicker, I'll take less damage. It doesn't work that way. You can't fly your ships on auto as well as you can. That's the beauty of auto. The beauty of auto means you don't have to get bored of the game. You don't have to sit there staring at it, but you are going to take a lot more damage, most often than not, than you would do if you was to fly it yourself. Vectors, the Pharmacon variant of the Ranger, awesome ship. As Emax has alluded to in the past videos that he's made, Horde cannons, I am following suit, slowly but surely. They've taken a bit of a back burner because I've been given the Orions the beautiful green Horde cannons. But as you can see, the 3 main ships that we've got, these are the ones that I've got a fleet of. I do have some of the other tier 8 ships. I've built them just for building them's sake. I did acquire quite a few Amaroks. I made myself a second fleet in the event. Not really going to touch them much. Tried the Dyad Beam, didn't find it too great, but I am judging it on a Mark II. When they get to Elite, that's when they really show the power. So maybe if I can get one to Elite, when I've got a bit more spare time, I'll try that and see if that's a decent build. These guys, I can't remember what that cannon's called, but that's a good rocket launcher for these. These, if they can get, they do quite a decent bit of damage with this. I've seen a lot of people elite these and put the plasma versions of them on, and they are pretty brutal. Again, just some extra little ships here that I've built. So let's go into the builds. So as you can see with this, as much ablative and health as possible, that's vital. When you get to the top end of the market, the elites, you've got plenty of space to fit all this in. I could probably put another 3, maybe even a 4 on them. As you can see, they're not all the same. I've not caught up just yet. That's got 2 level 3 ablatives. The rest have only got 1, hence me farming them today. The Vector, same, but Pharmacon based. So these are all the 3s that I haven't finished refitting. But as you can see, I can fit extra shields on here because the Novas are heavier on that build, whereas the Horde Cannon is lighter on this build. If you look at the mass, the difference, the Horde Cannon's heavier by 1,000, 1,600, but that's only because it's got a level 2, and an extra level 1. No, sorry, it's got an extra shield on there, which is a level 2, and it's also got the extra shields and the spread. Well, I'm not going to take that off actually. But yeah, by getting rid of these and putting Horde cannons on, I've been able to increase the shield, and that's what you want early on. You want to, if you've watched Emax's videos, you want to focus on this end, top end, as you can. But the problem with that is it's hard to get when you don't have these ships. Like that's the pain in the ass part of tier 8. The ships that you need to farm the items you need are the ships that you're trying to farm for. So it's kind of backwards, which again, same for all the other variations of ships. Which leads me beautifully onto this boy. This thing is awesome. Like, it's the only ship that I would say can go toe to toe with tier 8. Now, I don't mean that in the sense of it'll beat Valravens. It won't. But this beautiful ship helps us maintain our position in tier 8. That helps us get into tier 8. So if you've got one of these, you can get into tier 8. Not a problem. It might be slow, it might be painful, you might only get 2 or 3 blueprints a sitting. But get them done, especially now that these basic ships are all, especially this, the Valraven is in the home sector now. There's also a couple that are showing up in the Pharmacon one. I know the fighter is in, the operator is in the Pharmacon. Look, so you can get that here. So there's no excuse for not getting it now. You've got it available. Grab it. Once you've grabbed it, then you're into tier 8. If you've got that ship, you can. If you've got the Valravens, you can do anything you want in tier 8. It'll be slow, yeah, but you can do it. So that's what we're going to go on to do now in this video. I always try and find myself the furthest one away from the PvP sector because I always end up in here. I always end up in here. You've got to be careful what you're doing. I always end up in there because I'll end up searching for a fleet while not paying attention, and yeah, I always mess up. Now I would suggest going with a flagship, but I can't be bothered refitting my fleet because I want to show you these. So that's just, again, it's me being lazy, just for time's sake. I can't be bothered refitting it for you. And what I'm going to show you is the Leviathan. If you've got it, you probably don't. If you're wanting to scrape some advice from this video, I'll show it you anyway. I'll be showing the Orator. I'll be showing the Elite Valravens. But in addition to the Elite Valravens, I'm also going to show my Vectors. Now they're only Mark 3. Now there is no excuse if you've got the ship. There's no excuse for you to not be able to have at least Mark 2. They're all here for you. The blueprints are all there if you can get points. Then the Mark 2s are all there if you can get the points. So the only fleet out of all of these that you need to start getting started is this one. If you've got this, you can get them. If you have this, you can get these at Mark 2. Yeah, it will mean you'll have to put some effort in, you'll have to get some grinding done and get them points together. But, I mean, what is it? Obviously, I can't see how much it costs for the blueprints. I think it was 2 million per ship. It's 250,000, I think, intel for one piece of blueprint, and there's 8 blueprints, so 2 million per ship. So if you look at this and think, right, well, I'm going to start off with the Valraven. I ain't got a fleet big enough to hit the Valraven blueprints fleet, so I'll hit something else. I'll show you what you can hit with the Orator in a minute. So if you hit that, then fleets that I'm going to show you in a minute, and get 2 million points, you've got the Valraven. From then, you can spend another million, 150, and you've got 20 of these patterns. So straight away you've got a Mark II Valraven sitting there. Okay, you won't have any equipment for it, but all you need to do is wait for some of these instant application stuff and throw them on there. Make do for now, for the time being. The point is you've got the ship, so you can build 6 of the ship before the next event. If you aren't going to do it that way, and you do have the Orator, the place that I would suggest to start would be either this ship or this ship. Personally, I'd probably go for this one. The reason being is because it's easier to fly and it's more forgiving than these two, because if you do get a little bit close, all you need to do is jump into your phase and back off, and it gives you a little bit of leeway here and there. Also, the fleets that I'm going to show you that are the easiest ones to farm with an elite orator actually benefit this. So, onto fleets. I highly suggest making things a lot easier for yourself and organising your tagged ships, tagged fleets. For example, I have my next Leviathan upgrade. That stays there all week round. Then I have all the relevant ships to upgrade, the relevant fleets to upgrade my Orion. So I've got, I don't have Mark 2 because it's in the shop, so Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark Elite. Same again for the Val Ravens. Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, Elite. From there, I've categorised all the new tech. So 106 is your weapons. Now, you'll have 7 weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because we've had 7 new ships. We've got 2 ships left. We've got the Titan for the Pharmacon, and we've got the Ranger for the Altarian, which I am really excited for. So you've got 7. However, you've only got 6 of the armour slash shield slash whatever ablatives you want to, because you've only got 1 armour and 1 shield for specification's sake. I'm not going to name each one individually. So you've got 1 for each class. You've got 2 Umbra, you've got 2 Pharmacon, and you've got 2 Altarian. Obviously, they're all in different forms of fleet, which is where it comes into importance for what fleet you're going to be using. This is why I said you should farm the Vector first, because the easiest ones to farm are these 2 Pharmacon fleets. Now this armour here is for the Orion, and then if you go back onto it, and then this one is for the, which one's that for? See, it's hard, even I'm getting distracted because there's so many different things going around that you need to constantly refresh stuff. That one's for the Orion also. Yeah, sorry, that's what I was trying to say. I'm getting confused. Yeah, the first ship that I will go for is probably this one, because you can farm the equipment for this one by killing the Pharmacon. You can also use your Orator to farm for the Valraven's weapons. You can use it to farm for the Valraven armour, carapace, and the easiest fleet, especially if you do have some Valravens lying around, because they just tank up so easily, is the Joust, which gives you parasitic armours. This is perfect for your Valraven. So the ships that I've been finding the easiest ones to kill are the Pharmacon ones. Now, the Codec ones, 106. They give that's the missile I couldn't remember, the Cascade missile. They're easy enough to kill, but even easier if you've got an elite Orator is these Crypto 106s, which give this beautiful horde cannon. Now, I'm going to show you how easy they are to kill by killing one. what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to do a small recording for each fleet that I'm suggesting to hit, and hopefully that'll give you some guidance on what you want to be hitting and how easy it can be if you have the Orator or your vowels or even some of these vectors. So to be continued. Stay tuned for these videos with these three fleets, maybe 4 if I throw in the Leviathan. So check back soon.